Hi friends, this is Nilanjana ma'am and I welcome you all to today's session. Friends, are you positive thinkers or negative thinkers? Think and tell me. Well, do you always get positive thoughts in your mind and you keep on doing good work or, creative work all the time? Or sometimes do you think negative or is your mind flooded with some negative thoughts and feelings? And these thoughts definitely, pull you back from doing something creative, from doing good work all the time. Well, in the words of the great Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, no poison can kill a positive thinker, and no medicine can save a negative thinker. So it is better to think positive all the time. Because if you think positive, you do good work, you do positive things, and you spread joy, and you will definitely be rewarded sometime or the other. So with that positive note given by Dr. Kalam himself, let us start today's class. Well, I have chosen a prose piece called Strong Roots, which is an extract from the autobiographical writing called Wings of Fire, written by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Who was Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam? He was a renowned scientist and one of the pioneers of aerospace engineering in our country, in India. He was a renowned scientist himself. He was a good writer. He was a great teacher. He was a great motivator, and he would keep motivating people and youth and students and children everywhere in the country. And he had been our respected president, of our country. So, that was a short introduction of this great person. So let us start the story. I was born into a middle-class family in the island town of Rameswaram, in the erstwhile Madras state. So the chapter begins with I, and I definitely is Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, because he tells his life story to the readers. He was born into a middle-class Tamil family. Tamil was his mother tongue, and he was born in this island town of Rameswaram, which was located in the erstwhile Madras state. Erstwhile meaning earlier. Belonging to a previous time. So now that city is known as Chennai. Previously it was known as Madras. So my father, Jainulabdeen, had neither much formal education nor much wealth. Despite these disadvantages, he possessed great innate wisdom and a true generosity of spirit. So his father his father had no formal education. What is meant by formal education? He never went to school. Or, even if he had gone, maybe just the junior classes. He did not have a college degree or a further, higher education degree or qualification at all. But he was a very wise person. And this wisdom perhaps came from nature. Well, it was very, it was instinctive of him. It was inbuilt. He had innate means by birth, or he had, this great wisdom which he collected from the circumstances of his life. And neither did he have much wealth. He was not a rich man, but he possessed wisdom and a true generosity of spirit. He was also a very kind-hearted man, and he would always go forward to help people, and people would come to him for solutions to their problems, and he always went ahead to help people. He had an ideal helpmate in my mother, Ashiamma. So his mother's name is Ashiamma, and Jainulabdeen, his father, and Ashiamma were an ideal couple. They complemented each other very nicely. I do not recall the exact number of people she fed every day, but I'm quite certain that far more outsiders ate with us than all the members of our own family put together. So both of these people, Jainulabdeen and Ashiamma, were very kind-hearted, generous people, and they would feed the poor members of their locality, and they would often invite them for lunch or dinner, and these people would like come and eat along with them. They would have their food. So this is like very extraordinary, definitely. My parents were widely regarded as an ideal couple. My mother's lineage was the more distinguished, and one of her forebears having been bestowed the title of Bahadur by the British. So, if you compare the lineage, the family history, the family background of Jainulabdeen and Ashiamma, so his mother was a bit more highly placed than his father's family background, because one of her forebears meaning one of her forefathers or one of her ancestors, had been bestowed, had been gifted by the title of Bahadur. And in those days, the British, during the British rule, the Britishers would often bestow, or they would often give these titles, to motivate, or you can say, or to just keep them keep them under control. So they would very often gift and bestow them with titles like Bahadur and many others. I was one of many children, a short boy with rather undistinguished looks, born to tall and handsome parents. So, what a fine way to describe oneself. So there is no pride in it. Well, there is no ego in it. It's very simple, very enduring, and it is very, very humble the way he describes himself. So he calls himself a short boy with rather undistinguished looks. Undistinguished, well, there was nothing special about his physical appearance. There was nothing, people, the way people typically describe beautiful looking people. Physical beauty definitely, like, fairness of the skin, and tall height and beauty and eyes and nose and all that. So he was very, very undistinguished. He had very simple features. There was nothing extraordinary, nothing special about his physical appearance at all. But he accepts the fact, and he wants to emphasize it, that he was born to tall and handsome parents. So both his parents were tall and good-looking people. We lived in our ancestral house, which was built in the middle of the 19th century. It was a fairly large pakka house. Pakka house, we all know, made of cement and bricks, and it's a well-built concrete house made of limestone and brick on the Mosque Street in Rameswaram. That is the exact location of his home. My austere father used to avoid all inessential comforts and luxuries. However, all necessities were provided for in terms of food, medicine, or clothing. His father was austere, Austere. Austere means very simple, with no airs, with no like pride or some ego, or the snobbish people we have sometimes. So his father was very, very a simple, down-to-earth person, very humble, very modest. And he would avoid all the unnecessary luxuries in his home. So they had a very simple lifestyle, but all the necessities were provided for in terms of food, clothing, and medicine. There was no scarcity of food, and there was no scarcity in the clothes, and in case of your medicines. But whatever was not required for, whatever was a luxury, that was consciously avoided by his father. In fact, I would say mine was a very secure childhood, a very safe, very protected childhood. There was too much of love. There was a lot of good feelings within the family, very healthy, very positive. But there was nothing these luxury items and goods that are there in the house. So he wants to emphasize the fact that a happy family does not mean a family, or does not mean a home where a home which is full of all these luxury items and the gadgets and all the comfort, a lot of physical comfort and all. So there should be warmth, there should be love. That is the main thing. And food clothes and medicine should be should be properly provided for. And the main thing is, good education, love, and this fellow feeling, and then the warmth between the family members. That is more important. So his childhood was a very secure childhood, materially and emotionally. So a child needs both. He needs emotional security, which is provided by both his parents and the siblings in the home, and there should be material security also. Material meaning in terms of food, clothes, and medicine. So all these things should be should be provided for in a sufficient manner, and that was completely done by both Jainulabdeen and Ashiamma. In the last paragraph of this page, I normally ate with my mother, sitting on the floor in the kitchen. So such a great scientist he went on to become. He went on to become the president, one of the presidents of the country. But look, what a humble, what a simple upbringing he had. He would sit with his mother on the kitchen floor and have his food. She would place a banana leaf before me on which she had ladled rice and aromatic sambar, a variety of sharp homemade pickle, and a dollop of fresh coconut chutney. Well, very mouth-watering indeed. So he ate with his mother, and his mother put a banana leaf. I think you all have heard of this, and you all, some of you must have had your food also on the banana leaf. Well, we do that during pujas and during some, these traditional festivals. So in many places of the country. So they ate on this banana leaf on which she put rice, ladled, she served rice, hot rice, and sambar, from which great aroma would be coming out. Sambar, we all know, it's a lovely South Indian dish. It's a dal kind of a dish. And a variety of sharp, here means spicy, very spicy, hot and spicy, homemade pickle. Well, sometimes, mango pickle, then you have, the mango pickle is very, very popular down, South India. And it is called, it's called avakai. Avakai means mango. So the mango pickle or the avakai, this achar. And a dollop. She put a dollop, a nice, that round shape, she served it, fresh coconut chutney. So the coconut chutney we have with our dosa and idli. So that coconut chutney was served on the banana leaf, and they would eat together. The mother and the son duo would eat together. So a very wonderful way of, describing one's childhood, and very, very nostalgic. So today, the end of the class, first page is done. Tomorrow, the next page. Till then, bye. And positive thinking, because positive thinkers always win the race.